boy. Okay. Great afternoon. How is everybody doing today? I'm Fidel Snook II. I am the CEO and the co-founder of the Alkalign Lifestyle Institute for Quantum Healing. Today, we're going to talk about your relationship is a mirror. And I want to start by saying if your relationship is not going the way you desire it to go, if your relationship is struggling or hitting I'll say a rough patch, if you're not in harmony in your relationship at this moment in time, all of it is predicated on your relationship to yourself. We'll talk about this in terms of, let's talk about all right. Okay, so specifically, the reason I'm bringing this up is because still people don't understand energy, how energy works. Okay, and when you can understand how energy works, you can understand how you affect energy because you then understand how you affect the energy based upon, let's say, your emotional regulation and sensitivity to yourself. All right, let's talk about this. So right off the bat, I'm going to explain something that's called entanglement. I'm going to line these things up for you guys to know what we're going to speak about today and how these things all have an effect on your relationship. Now, I'm going to talk about this based on personal experience. My personal experience was that I had a rough relationship, mainly with myself, that then caused me to then have a awful relationship with my ex-wife. And the reason why I had that relationship was because I did not do what I was supposed to do for myself. So here's how we're going to start this. Right off the bat, learn that everything is connected. Everything. Everything is connected to what they call the unified field. The unified field is space. Now you probably learned this, had someone talk about it, someone bring it to you. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you in more detail and how you guys can understand this. So first off, there was an experiment that was conducted back in the 1990s. This experiment was predicated on talking about photonic emissions. Photons. What you understand about science is that in grade school, you are taught about science, but not in a way of how it affects your life. Science is actually your life. Biology is actually your life. So, if you know someone on the verge of divorce, if you know someone on the verge of, separation, whatever. If you're on the verge of divorce or separation, if you know somebody going through it in a relationship, send them this live stream. I'm going to get you guys to understand how this works scientifically. All right. So, back in the 1990s, there was a double photon experiment conducted in Switzerland. They took two photons. So let's say it like this: they took two photons, they split it into two, A and B. They took a special device. They sent one 7 miles this way. They sent one 7 miles the opposite way. What they then did was they took photon A and they decided to compromise it. Whether they squeezed it, put pressure, whether they hit it, whatever they did to this photon 7 miles away, which is a total of 14 miles separate, whatever they did to this photon, A, B reacted as if it was getting the same exact treatment. What does that mean? That means that there was no separation of any kind. If you learn that you came from your mother, you came from the womb of your mother. Your mother has what she calls Stem cells. Stem cells are actually what they call, it's basically like cells that you emit from the child in utero, but the child now comes out, so they call them stem cells. So then you're never ever separated from your mother. Your mother can see you wherever you're at, can feel you wherever you're at. As long as she knows that you're there, she can feel that you're there. You can heal your mother, she can heal you. Now think about this in terms of sex. When you have sex with somebody, you combine your photon. You literally combine, exchange fluid, exchange DNA. You can change your partner's pH. She can change, or he can change. You change each other's pH. That's what hydrogen. You exchange fluid, therefore you now combine based upon energy. So now wherever your partner goes in the world, you can feel your partner. You know exactly what's going on with your partner. This is the problem. The problem is you don't know that. Most of y'all think you can go sleep with somebody and then it's over with. Most of y'all think you can go out to the club, go get somebody's number, go exchange your energy with this person, and then it's over with. No, it's not. You look at it like a hard drive on a computer. Everyone has laptops. You've probably seen your cell phone, even, whatever it is. You put information inside of it, the data stays there. And you continuously exchange the data until you basically erase the data. This is what happens to people. You're in a relationship and you don't know that wherever you go, if that person closes their eyes, they can feel whatever it is that you're doing. And the longer that you are in unison, the longer that you are in a relationship with somebody, you become literally adapted to each other. You begin to walk the same. You begin to talk the same. You begin to look the same. You begin to feel the same. Exchange the same likes and dislikes. Everything now becomes harmonious with this partner. Here's the kicker. You cannot tell your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife that you love them unless you have what's called unconditional love for yourself. Do y'all know what unconditional love actually is? I don't think people actually know this, but we're going to talk about this right now. So, this is the concept of unconditional love. Unconditional love means love without conditions. Oh, here we go. Love without conditions. How can you have love without conditions? How can you have that? Is that possible? Yes, it's possible, but you have to look at yourself first and say, do you love yourself without condition? Because if you don't love yourself without condition, it ain't gonna happen. So let me talk to y'all about your emotional state, because this is the state that creates this level of unconditional love. When you have unconditional love, mind you, you do not fall in love with anybody. I'm just going to remind you all, you do not fall in love with anybody. You choose to love someone. Now, this is the kicker. The kicker is you choose to love. You choose to love someone because you choose to love yourself. If you do not choose to love yourself, you cannot choose to love someone else. It's impossible. I'm going to tell you all why this is impossible. Yesterday and the day before, I did two presentations on self-respect formula. The reason that you cannot love someone without loving yourself is literally because you have no level of self-respect for yourself. If you're asking someone on the outside to give you self-respect without first giving it to yourself, it's impossible. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all from experience that you cannot demand from somebody to be their best version of themselves When you yourself cannot look in the mirror and say, at every moment in time, point in space, I am the best version of myself at this moment right now. Most of you lie. I'm just telling you from experience because I lied. I thought I was doing a great job, a phenomenal job, taking care of my life task, everybody's life task. I was just going on whatever people need help with, whatever you need, I can give it to you. Whatever you need to go do, and I was not sitting there saying, "Oh man, I need to be selfish." In order to have a harmonious relationship, you need to be selfish in self-care. You need to be selfish in self-care. These are the keys to harmony, the keys to unconditional love. You need to be selfish in self-care. Why is that? If you aren't selfish in self-care, that means you would rather exchange your well-being for the well-being of something outside of yourself. So I'm not going to take care of my own vessel to take care of somebody else's vessel. Because again, you bought into the biggest lie in this universe, which is you need to do something on the outside to get the respect from yourself on the inside. That's a lie. You cannot achieve a level of self respect and admiration and self love unless you do it for yourself. Now, here is the first issue is emotional state. Your emotional state creates what you want to call your relationship dynamic. It's predicated on your emotional state. So, this is why who you are being matters more than what you do. Who you are being matters way more than what you do. This is in terms of I'm speaking from in terms of a man to a woman. I had a ex-wife. She was very rough, very, very masculine. And so it was where it wasn't a balance. And that was because an emotionally available woman does not force the man to show up for her. She just evokes it through her emotional trust of herself, and she has this presence of unconditional love. What happened was she didn't have that. Every time that I was expressing, hey, you need to be thorough, you need to be track your progress, you need to have a plan, you need to have a vision, you need to have a goal, you need to live in the future time, not in the past. She got angry. She got mad because she desired to live in the past. She told me what she couldn't do because she had already done or did not do. She was not looking at it from a place of, this is the vision, this is where I'm going to go to. And so, what it was doing was it was causing disharmony because we were not in resonance. Think about it like this: if you want him to be confident, if you're a woman, if you want him to be confident, you have to exude, you have to express certainty. When I would ask my ex-wife to make a decision, she would not make one. She would get angry at me for asking her that. Because, and men understand this, many women never got to think for themselves. Many women never had the opportunity to think for themselves. I did not know this. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up being able to say, I'm going to cross the street. I'm going to cross the street. God is, I am going to cross the street. I did not know that people had to follow directions like slaves in their mind. I didn't know that. So where she came from, which was the Midwest, is pretty much not really Midwest. It's just like it's just like the South, because the South is connected by the Mississippi River, goes all the way up. Water carries information, so therefore there's no Midwest to me. It's just the South. She did not have a level of autonomy. She did not have a level of I can choose for myself. So she did not understand that her mismanaging her emotional state was literally causing me to mismanage my emotional state. Like I told y'all about this double photon experiment, we're connected based upon sexual energy exchanges, which are called sacred energy exchanges. That's why when she's not regulated emotionally, I'm sitting here and my mind is jacked up and my heart is hurting or my head is hurting. Why am I feeling so imbalanced? The issue was I would desire her to commit to something. I'm going to go here at 5 o'clock. I'm going to show up here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'm going to do this thing. I want to go for this thing. I wrote down my goal. I'm going to go for it. She wouldn't do it. So, literally, if you want your partner to commit, trust the process instead of gripping on to control, instead of holding on to, I need to know what the next step is in order to take that step. No, that's not how it works. In this life, you only get to find out the next step by taking the first one. You have to believe it in. You have to believe your manifestations in. You don't see it to believe it. You believe it to see it. She did not have that in terms of believing it to see it. I did. Now, this can be the opposite direction. It can be the woman has the vision and she believes it, and the man has the doubt. I've had that as well. I had a client that I still mentor her, and her mom and dad were going through the same thing, where her mom had the vision, but her father was the one that did not want to commit and trust the process. He was the one gripping on to control. It happens. Why is that? Because both men and women have positive and negative. Both men and women have masculine energy and feminine energy. Both of us do. Now, which one you hold on to is up to you. So, if you want him or her to truly love you fully, to truly be committed to you 100%, you have to let go of your fear. You have to let go of your fear and let him or her feel your softness. Men too. This is what you call the anima and the animus. This is what Carl Jung talks about, where you have the shadow work. The woman has to incorporate her masculine side, the man has to incorporate his feminine side. Yes, men and women both. You have to be able to have both sides, or you're not balanced. You can't live your life always aggressive and always controlling. You're going to run into a damn wall. You're going to blow up, set yourself on fire. You can't do it. So if you don't look at yourself right, and I'm telling you how this works because it's all predicated upon me cleansing myself. This is why I created the Alkalign Lifestyle. I changed my lifestyle, and it helped me to see, to get closer to myself. Now, again, if you want him or her to fully love you, fully release your fear and let him or her feel your softness. It's just because unconditional love. I'm gonna star this because it will. I'm gonna keep going back to this. To love yourself unconditionally means you love yourself without conditions at every moment, time, point, and space. Whether you're hurt, whether you're broke, whether you're tired, angry, doesn't matter what it is. You will love yourself with no condition. If you set a condition for yourself to love yourself, I guarantee you can't love nobody else. Don't try it. You're wasting your time. Now, when a man or woman consistently radiates deep trust and love, this is the next part. When a woman deeply radiates deep trust and love, what happens? Your energy is an invitation. It invites a man to be his best. It invites a woman to be his best. Most, this is the part that I think women need to understand. You have a womb of creation. This is the circle. Men have a triangle, women have a circle. Why is that? The circle is predicated on a circle of life. The circle of life comes through the womb of the mother. The fire of life comes through the man. If you go to a public bathroom, look on the door. You will see the symbol of a triangle, which is the symbol for the tetrahedron, which is the fire of life. The tetrahedron is the symbol of fire, of the five platonic solids in what we call the five solids earth, fire, air. I believe it's earth, fire, air, water, and ether. Fire is a triangle. So we provide through our sperm the fire of life. And then we give it to the woman. She has the circle of life and she provides then the womb of creation to keep the patterning going. If you don't have a level of trust and admiration where you now invite your partner to be their best, this is what happens. They never feel accepted and respected. This is the part that I need you guys to understand. If you don't have this first with yourself, if you don't have a level of respect, admiration, where you radiate deep trust and love with yourself, your partner can't have it. It's impossible. And women, I'm going to tell you right now that you are quickly affected by what society says. I need all of women on my line right now, just to be 100% real with you guys. Fuck what society says. Close your eyes, meditate on what the Creator tells you and within your heart. Do not go outside to get a level of respect and admiration that you're supposed to have from yourself. Don't worry about society and what they tell you. There's no rules, there's no rules that are more important than what the Creator within you tells you. I'm telling you this because this is what's going to heal your relationship. You don't have to chase anyone, convince anyone, or manipulate anyone. Why is this? This is because it's predicated upon mirror neurons. There was an experiment, again, another experiment, that was conducted. They took a glass of water, gave it to someone. They showed this person, they wired their brain up. Literally, they wired their brain up. As they were taking this glass of water, specific portions of their brain lit up. This is the kicker. When they had someone across from them watching them do this, the same exact portions of the brain that lit up for the person drinking the water lit up for the person who was watching them. What does this mean? This means that people mirror your behavior. People mirror your behavior. Therefore, women, please understand this about how powerful you are. Men, we're powerful. Women, you're inherently powerful because you open up the portal to the Creator. You open up the portal through the universe to bring a being in to this three-dimensional time and space. You have the openings, you have the portals of creation, the womb of creation. That's why you're so inherently powerful. You can get anyone to mirror you. Therefore, if a woman is masculine and she wants to fight and she wants to raise her voice and she wants to put up the damn boxing gloves and she wants to toss out a jab and a hook and she wants to come up in there and she wants to spar with you, your man gonna spar with you. Unless he's a smart man, he's just gonna walk out and exit the room because he can't do anything about that. You just lost all of your power. Now, I'm not sitting there saying all the men need to be super soft men. I'm not telling you that because let me tell you what happened to me. I was super soft. I was okaying everything. I was a person that had no consequences and no boundaries. I didn't do nothing. So whenever my ex-wife decided to spar with me, all I did was just sit there and take it. Like I thought I was supposed to. I mean, I can't hit anybody. I can't raise my voice. I can't do anything else. Like, what am I supposed to do? I was supposed to leave, and I didn't do that. I'm just telling you, that's what you're gonna get. So, men, if you have a problem with that, get up, turn around, exit the premises. Because the reason why no one changes their behavior, you don't have no consequence for them to change their behavior. Women, you don't have to chase, convince, manipulate. You don't have to do anything. The man's mirror neurons will naturally respond like the experiment, drinking that glass of water. Your kindness, your softness, the man will diffuse all of his anger and rage right then and there. Any woman can diffuse. If there's World War III going on right now, bring a woman who has some common, not common, some quantum sense. and she'll diffuse it in an instant just by using her energy, by using her grace. You can diffuse anything, I'm telling you. There's what's called a positive effect. It's a constructive interference, grade fives. Now, here's the next part constructive interference, destructive interference. What does that mean? That means, you remember this double photon experiment person A, person B. Well, person A has this energy wave. Person A's energy wave goes like this. This is them. All right? This is a positive. This is a negative. This is a positive. This is a negative. Now, when they are in harmony with their partner, person B is on this side. This is a positive. This is a negative. This is a positive. This is a negative. This is person B. Combined, they make a larger energy wave. That's constructive interference. That's a great vibes. When you walk into a room and your spouse says, "Honey, how you doing? You had a wonderful day. I'm so happy to see you. Everything is great. I have this. I did this. Something great happened to me today." Whatever it was, because their emotional state is coherent. They are coherent within themselves. That's what happens when you have great vibes. Now, let's talk about the opposite of that. Destructive interference. What is that? That says this person A, they had same energy, they're coming out. Okay, we have positive, negative, positive, negative. Unfortunately, instead of us being able to meet halfway like we did on this side, this is what happens. This person is meeting at the same exact level and they're intersecting. Now, instead of that, positive, positive, what's happening is this person is going down, this person is going down when this person's going up. So now we're at a negative and a positive. We're not meeting together like we did over here. Now we're missing the mark. They're missing it. So now all of a sudden, this person's energy wave cancels it out. You ever been to a hospital? Ever seen somebody dying? What happens when somebody dies? They flatline. That's destructive interference. That's bad vibes. You walk into the house, instead of being greeted with the hello after a long day, you're greeted with a, "Why didn't you do this? Where you came from? Why are you late?" I had that too. I had that too. I'm telling you guys, I had that too. I was literally late for dinner one time when I first met my ex-wife. I got stopped by the police. Literally, I got stopped by the police. I pulled over on the side by the police, and they kept me for like 45 minutes. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I was coming from my apartment to her house down the street. Living in Scottsdale, Arizona at the time. I'm telling you. And as soon as I get there, she's angry at me. But I'm like, this is what I couldn't do anything about it. And I really couldn't do anything about it. And you know what? I should have saw that that was a sign for me. Didn't even care about it. Didn't even see it. Just thought it's my fault. I'll take the charge, and that's it. No, I should have known. You see, when a woman has cleared all of the fear-based beliefs about men, when the man has cleared all the fear-based beliefs about women, all right, and relationships and themselves, their presence feels like trust and like respect. The two most important emotional needs for a man, I believe, are to have unconditional love and trust, meaning trust and respect. But this is the problem, men. The reason why you're not getting it from the woman is because you don't have it for yourself. You don't trust yourself because you don't have these two things self discipline, which is the first thing. You have low self esteem. You have low self esteem. And then, lastly, you have no ounce of self respect. I'm telling y'all, this is from a fact. Self discipline, I didn't have it. Self esteem, I didn't have it. Self respect, I didn't have it. Why in the hell would I think a woman would give it to me if I didn't have it for myself? Based upon the perspective of quantum physics, double photon experiment, mirror neurons, why would somebody mirror that behavior to me? if I'm not sending it out to the universe? Make it make sense. You can't. So what I'm expressing now is that the two most important emotional needs for the man, if you don't give it to yourself as a man, the woman can't give it to you. I'm just telling you. Once you begin to respect yourself and stop getting mistreated by yourself, you don't let anybody mistreat you. Same thing with women. Women, if he cheats, leave. Men, if she cheats, leave. The biggest consequence that you can give to somebody else, the biggest punishment that you can give to somebody else is to disentangle yourself from somebody. That's the biggest punishment for everyone, to separate yourself. Like an elastic string breaks after 14 miles. No, no, no. How about consciously? I don't want you no more. Oh, watch it. Watch what happens when you do that. And hold yourself to it. You see, when a woman's love is open, is secure, then the man feels he's safe to lead you where the vision is taking him and provide for you. Don't sit there and say somebody got to qualify for your love. No one got to qualify for your love. That's stupid. You don't understand how this thing works. You don't sit there and go up there with a checklist talking about you got to earn this, earn that, earn this in order to get my love. Shut that shit up right now. I'm telling you right now. Because you go up in there to life thinking like that, you need to go earn that first. And then see if somebody on the outside will give it to you. Unless you want to build it for somebody, what you should do, plant seeds together and you help him water it and he helps you water yours. That's a different way of looking at it. Most people don't have time to do it. They have no patience to do that. When you radiate trust, then the man or the woman feels like they're winning with you. They feel like they can run wherever they got to go because you're radiating trust. Those three things: self-discipline, self-esteem, self-respect. You want a high self-esteem woman? You want a high self-respect woman? You want a high self-discipline woman? Be that way for yourself and see what happens. Because my partner did not believe in my capability. So she stepped into her masculine energy because she just didn't believe in men, essentially. It wasn't because of what I was doing. Mind you, 5 businesses, I'm an entrepreneur. I have visions. I'm networking. Yeah, sure, I make mistakes, but I was putting in work. So what's going on? I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing. I'm going for whatever. I'm going for big goals, setting 500 million, 1 billion. I'm doing things. What's going on? She has a belief in her mind that this is how all men are because that's how she is with herself. I have no idea that this is even existing. I don't know about interference patterns with her. I didn't know she had destructive interference patterns. I had no idea. Once I understood that, I was able to cleanse myself. I Here's how I created this entire system, y'all. I literally went through. I used awaken and replenish my terrible formulas. And I use my system of reprogramming my subconscious mind, grounding, changing my water. I eat a plant-based diet. For the last I'm 42 years old. For the last 8 years, I've eaten a plant-based diet. She helped me start that process, but I just kept it going. I never deviated from it. I never went back to meat, dairy. I never went back to negative mental attitude. I never went back to listening to garbage music. I changed all of my sound frequencies up here by neural beats. I do all the inner work that I need to do. I meditate. I figured out that I'm the one that needs to set the standard for my life. And then if she wants to follow it, she can follow it. If she doesn't follow it, I have the right to leave. But I can't say anything to nobody if I'm not doing it for myself. So I'm just expressing to you how this works. So how do mirror neurons affect your romantic relationships? Listen, your emotions and your beliefs, your perspectives aren't just your perspectives. They aren't just from you. They directly impact how the man or how the woman feels around you. So when your nervous system is coherent, is regulated, this is what happens. You have what's called the ANS. The ANS is called the autonomic nervous system. You have the parasympathetic, okay? Parasympathetic, and you have sympathetic. What do these two things mean? One of them means fight or flight. That is the stress response. One of them means rest and digest. That's also the stress response. You have two sides to it, two sides to the autonomic nervous system. This is what regulates. Therefore, what you're going to create is physiology. You create chemical physiology, hormonal structures inside of your body. On the fight or flight mechanism, on this side, you get cortisol, you get adrenaline, you get neuro neuroepinephrine. Cortisol, adrenaline, neuroepinephrine. Okay? These are the three things that you get. In moderation, these hormones and chemicals are not bad. But when you have a stress response, what happens to your energy field is it shrinks because all the energy in your visceral organs leaves. It goes to your arms and legs. So this person's in panic mode. This person's living in a heightened level of stress and anxiety. And that is being transferred again, photon A, photon B, person A, person B. So I'll put person. I'll draw two people instead. So now it's a person. This is person A. This is person B. Photon A, photon B. Person A, person B. You're transferring your physiology from one person to the next. So you're transferring fight or flight mode to your partner. Women, if you live in fight or flight mode, your man's in fight or flight mode too. Same thing, vice versa. Men, you live in fight or flight mode, your woman's in fight or flight mode too. So when your nervous system is coherent, you are in parasympathetic. What that means is you are now in rest and digest. That means you have produced HGH. You have produced, not only that, you have produced dopamine. You have produced oxytocin. Now you get these from your cell phone, from checking your social medias, from looking at your likes and your dislikes, from looking at people check your comments list, and you got new followers. You get dopamine hits. That's why people say using social media is like using a drug because it is a drug. You're a user, like a drug. So people are glued to their cell phone because they're so weak. Guess what happens to people? If you had dopamine, oxytocin, HGH, even vasopressin, vasopressin is also created whenever you have rest and digest. What is vasopressin? This makes you magnetically attracted to your partner. I'm telling y'all so what happens is now you feel safe, you feel regulated between each other. And so then when you radiate this trust, he feels confident, she feels confident. When you're tense, when you're fearful, he unconsciously or she unconsciously mirrors that tension. That tension is called energetic armoring. It's called armoring, segmental armoring. You literally walk around and you're holding on to energy inside your body. It's not trauma, okay? It's because of your mismanagement of your emotional state. You attached something that happened to you in your past. You said it was life or death, and you attached it as death. So now you're walking around with the same feeling of death inside your entire being the entire time. It's got nothing to do with him. It's got nothing to do with her. It's you. You didn't want to go back through the process and feel through the emotion because you're a coward, because you're the one that didn't want to do the work. I meditated for about 6 years. I started meditating in 2019, and I was attempting to bring my ex-wife to it, and I was like, "Hey, let's try to do this. Let's just do this process because it's gonna help us. It's gonna, we're gonna learn about ourselves." And so at first, she was just against all of it. She just didn't want to do anything that had to do with anything. She had no care to do any of it. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing it though. So I don't care if you don't want to do it. I'm gonna keep doing it. But what I realized was that it was getting me further and further away from her. So I was attempting to do my best to pull her with me and say, listen, if you don't come with me, then the band's gonna break. And I can't hold on to this. Because you have to either figure out that you're gonna be in resonance and be in harmony, or we're gonna be in disharmony. I'll give y'all some news after that. But you know, that's essentially what happens to people. So now we're gonna break it down. Okay? And how I'm gonna break it down is this. When a man or woman mirrors the energy, what happens to a person in a negative mental attitude? And this is the thing where you're gonna really understand what I'm talking about. Because I know people have gone through this process. I know for a fact. Really understand what I'm talking about. Because I know people have gone through this process. I know for a fact. I know. So here is the concept. When you have constructive interference, when you have good vibes or bad vibes, what happens when your spouse, your partner, mirrors this energy? You have hesitation, you have withdrawal, you have emotional distancing, you have this lack of confidence or leadership in your relationship. So you may be trying to lead men, but your partner is like, no, I'm not going to follow you. You know what you're talking about. No, I'm not going to go that way. That's not going to work. So that they keep on throwing out seeds of doubt because they don't trust themselves. This is what happens. So now it becomes a push-pull dynamic, and somebody's going through a power struggle to say, I'm more powerful than you are. That's not how it's supposed to work. Because now if the man has to feel like he has to prove himself or feel like he has to be tested every damn day, how can he give you love and affection and protection and leadership? You're not letting it happen. You have to let someone do this for you. And men, take the initiative to do it for your partner. So instead of rising into being a masculine man, an alpha male, now he becomes some avoidant, passive aggressive, defensive, not sure person. But you're making him like that. You're doing that. Why? Because you're transferring these chemicals of cortisol, adrenaline, neuroepinephrine, fight or flight into his ANS system. Stop doing that. I'm telling y'all why this is happening. And literally, the lack thereof from the man is causing the same thing. If you have too much masculine and he has too little masculine, there'll be a problem. If he has too much masculine on this side and she has too little feminine on this side, there'll be a problem. You've got to find a way to have harmony. Okay? So realize this. Men don't ever withhold love from you. That's not the truth. Women don't withhold love from you either. Men mirror the love that you withhold from yourself. Men will always mirror the love that you withhold from yourself. So women, if you're not fit, if you're not hydrated, and if you're not energized, fit, hydrated, and energized. Why does this matter? I'm going to tell you. You have 3 chakras that control the bottom floor of your energy. You have your root, which control the ovaries and the testes. Okay? Ovaries, testes, and men. You have the sacral, which controls your adrenals. Also an area called the coccyx, which is in the base of your spine. Okay, also your intestines. That's the sacral. Then you have the solar plexus, the gut. This controls the stomach, the pancreas, the liver. Okay? Now, I just told y'all 3 areas of energy. The root controls your mechanism of survival. Your sacral controls your sexual pleasure. Your solar plexus controls your will and your power. Your will and your power. These 3 things then control your areas of self-respect, self-esteem, self-discipline. Women, this is specifically for you at this moment in time. When a man mirrors the love that you're withholding from yourself, this is going to tell you he's not disciplined. He's playing these damn video games all the time. He ain't got no ambition. He doesn't have a goal. He has this low self-esteem. When he has an idea, he doesn't want to go for it. Literally, he has no level of self-respect. Anybody can walk over him. Anyone can say, meet me at 5, and he says yes to it, even though he doesn't want to be there. Same thing with the men. Men on the opposite side, your woman does the same thing. She says yes when she should say no. She has no self-discipline. She doesn't keep to her training regimen. She doesn't get up and train her body. She gets up every morning and she probably goes to get the damn coffee or some caffeine to dehydrate herself. And lastly, she has low self-esteem. She doesn't want to dress revealing, or she's too covered up all the time, or she doesn't feel like she looks beautiful. She keeps asking you, how does she look? Doesn't matter what the fuck we say. It only matters about what you feel about yourself, women. Stop asking him that. He don't give a fuck. I'm just telling you the truth. He don't care. As long as you feel like you look good, he feels like you look good. Don't worry about what he says. When you see someone smiling, your mirror neurons fire. They make you feel a sense of warmth and happiness. Why don't people smile at each other anymore? Why don't you smile at your spouse? Why don't you ever celebrate your spouse? Why don't you ever just sit there and say, honey, you look wonderful today? Isn't that hard for you to give a compliment? To be encouraging? For some people it is. When you watch someone cry, your mirror neurons also respond. They make you feel their sadness. Your brain's powerful. You were already created to be the best computer in this entire planet, in this entire universe. That's why you are a god or a goddess. You're talking about AI, ChatGPT. Why don't you just close your eyes and write down some ideas? Most people are just too lazy to do it. In relationships, this means that your emotional state is always contagious, whether you mean to realize it or not. That's what this means. So, at the heart of the dynamic are mirror neurons, which are the brain's built-in system for connection. If you understand where you can create an environment, you create this environment where the person can step into their unconditional loving self, then you are aiding in your relationship. But this is based upon these three chakras, this root, the sacral, this plexus. You must take care of your sexual organs. You must ground yourself. Your root and survival is based upon groundedness. Go to Amazon.com right now. You'll see I wear it every time I come to present. I have a grounding cord. It costs $10, 15 feet grounding cord. Go get a grounding cord. It's a simple ground. You plug it into a third prong inside the wall. It's an outlet. Sleep with it on. You can connect it from a little plate. This plate is a copper plate on the back of this. You plug it in like this. So this is the extension that goes from the wall on this side. You'll see it right here. This part goes onto the back of this plate. You plug it in like this. And so then you have this section, and what you do is you put it on your wrist, you put it on your ankle as you sleep, which I do, and all night I'm getting negative electrons to go into my body. That's the first thing that I do in order to get grounded. This is how I'm going to fix my root. Also, I have a training plan that I produce for myself, that I get up, that I follow. 3 days a week, I train myself. Resistance training moves the lymphatic system through your body. It cleanses the lymph and the glymph, which is your blood plus interstitial fluid that moves the waste products out of your body. You have a heart up top, which is your heart that pumps the blood. You also have a muscle called the soleus at the base, which is at the calf muscle. You have to move yourself every single day in order to keep the blood flowing from your body from up top to at the bottom. This is how you're going to do it. So how you get your root to work. Women, get up. You should not be fat. No one should be overweight. No one should be bottled up where you don't speak the truth. I'm going to give you guys one affirmation also to write down. I want you guys to start to write this down every single day when you get up. And it's going to say, I am grateful for not committing, speaking, writing, or living any lies. And living with integrity as my authentic self, at every moment in time and point in space. I'll say it again. I am grateful for not committing, speaking, writing, or living any lies, and living with integrity as my authentic self at every moment in time and point in space. This is your affirmation. Write this down and say it every single day. When you're ready to change and transform yourself, this is what happens. That's what happens. You can't lie anymore. You can't wake up and say that you're giving the best that you possibly can, knowing that you're not doing it. Because this is what happens. The negative effect, destructive interference, is going to cause, literally, when you hold fear-based beliefs, such as men always leave. The man always leaves me. Men. The woman always leaves. She always finds somebody better than me. I need to control this thing so I don't get hurt by them. I need to control their mind so they don't hurt me. Or I can't trust him to leave me. Why the fuck are you with him then? Think about that type of stuff. Think about that. You got problems in this dynamic. You can't trust you to lead you. And that's why you have these problems. So now all of a sudden, your mirror neurons communicate this uneasiness. You don't have to say things out loud. Okay? It's energy. It speaks through feeling. It tells the nervous system that you're not safe with me. I expect you to fail or hurt me. You're telling him his business ambitions ain't shit. They're gonna fail. You're telling him he's not worth anything. You're telling him he's not gonna get what he needs to get done. You're telling him constantly how much that you're doubting him based upon your energy. I had this, my ex-wife, I had this. And I've been had this philosophy for years. And I know it's right. You can't tell me. I know it's right. I'm 195 pounds. I got 5% body fat. I don't touch a damn steak. I don't touch no damn chicken. I don't eat no damn pork and nothing. No protein shakes. I knew I was right. She literally threw the doubt because of her fear base for her. I cleansed myself, changed my entire brain. All of a sudden, I went from a W-2 employee, I was being a professional athlete, to now I can make my own things. And this person's telling me on the opposite side, your stuff's not good enough. No, it wasn't good enough for her. It doesn't mean it's not good enough for me. It was good enough for God. Same thing, men. You've got to look at it from a perspective of speak positivity into your relationship. So in this space, your men, they become more decisive, more confident, more protective, more giving, more emotionally available, and more present with you. If you just be kind to yourself, if you just go in there, training program, be fit, hydrate yourself. There's a website called freshpure.com. Freshpure.com. Write this down. Freshpure.com or FRESHPURE.com. You get negative ORP alkaline water from there. A self-service dispensary. 9 cents a gallon. If you don't want to go spend $2,000 on a Kangen machine, go get this water right now. It'll hydrate yourself. Most people after age 20 have a decrease in hydration. You don't kill yourself. You dehydrate yourself to death. So what you gotta understand is, get rid of the Starbucks, get rid of the tea, get rid of the caffeine. Caffeine is what's called an adenosine blocker. You have what's called ATP in your energy, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. If you drink caffeine, you can't create your own energy. Now you walk around like a fucking zombie the entire time. Women. The easiest way for you to diffuse a family dynamic is to get a hold of a woman's mind. Once the woman goes down into a fucking sewer with herself, she brings the entire family down because the entire family is predicated on the circle of life. If I X out the circle, the fire can't do shit. You ain't gotta impress nobody. Don't go out there, go buying some damn $10,000 bags. Fuck the bag. That bag ain't got nothing to do. You want a nice house, go get one. Nice car, go get one. Those are vessels, they carry somebody. Your purse can't carry shit. You can't carry no damn kids in there. You can't carry him in there. What you gotta go get that shit for? For somebody to tell you that you look good? Go get the things that make you feel great, but do it because you feel great, not because you want somebody to tell you how great you are. You're looking for self-respect outside of yourself. Now, women, your emotional state tells his subconscious mind, which is not under your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is surrounding you. It's everything around you at every moment in time, point in space. If you come in there with destructive interference that is canceling out his energy wave, you kill him. Do you hear me? You kill him. Say, I believe in you. Say, I trust you. Say, I feel safe with you. You have to say it. You have to believe it in. His mirror neurons pick this up. He responds by being his most powerful, masculine, and loving self. No matter what, he's got you. He'll take care of it. He got you. That's how it works. I'm not some specialist. I'm not some person that read 1,000 fucking books and I'm here to tell you I'm a relationship specialist. I'm not here for all that type of shit. I've been through it. I'll tell you what I've been through. I'll tell you how I fixed myself. And I'll tell you how you can fix yourself. Because I'm an expert at that. I'm not here to make anything up. Because the simple thing is, I write this affirmation down every single day. I am grateful for not committing, speaking, writing, or living any lies. Living with integrity as my authentic self at every moment in time, point, and space. This is what you get from me. So listen, if you're ready to stop lying, if you're ready to find harmony in your relationship, if you're ready to be the best version of yourself, fix this root, this sacral, solar plexus. Take care of your diet, because the plexus, where your power and your will comes from a plant-based diet, alkalizing your system. Women, whenever you have a pancreas that's online, whenever you have a period at the end of the month, the pancreas secretes an alkalizing solution inside your body. You've got to understand that you already have the system in place for you to be healthy and happy and harmonious and healthy and wealthy. You cannot be wealthy without being healthy. It ain't gonna happen. If you want to make more money, you better go clean yourself up on the inside. Take care of those cells. Take care of your being. All right? If you are looking for a brand new lifestyle, a brand new way of being, living, enjoying life, click the link in my profile in the description below. You will see I have options. I have a membership site for you guys to check out teachings just like this one that I do. I also have a Become More Alkalign challenge I'm doing at the end of this month for 5 days. You'll get 2-hour plus teachings just like this. Every tool that I use, you guys will get it. The whole entire philosophy to change your generational health, to change your generational wealth. I also have VIP retreats that I'm throwing in West Los Angeles. And I also have 2 herbal formulas custom made by me each month. Replenish, which is an overnight formula, cleanses the lymphatic system and lymphatic system, and Awaken, daytime formula, that does the same thing. There's options, there's solutions, and I provide the best ones I possibly can for anyone who's not willing to lie their way through life. If you want to be your best version of yourself, I got you guys some options. Click the link in my description, and you guys can apply to work with me, and we'll see what's up. Other than that, you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank y'all for joining me.